everybody, I'm Flo and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you what I got in the Dooney and Bourke summer sale. They've had some great deals. I mean, if you were watching anything and you haven't gone back in and checked, you really should, like right now, because they have just, well, when I show you what I got, I still can't believe I got these things at such a great price. The first thing I'm going to show you, I actually saw Dawn from Dawn Loves Couture talk about this item. She had just bought one recently. And at that point I went in and I looked and it was a little bit more than I felt like paying for it for what it was. Went in about 2 weeks later and it was only $39. What is it? It's the coin purse, and this is in the hot pink. Normally I think this runs about $98 is the full price, and they keep reducing it. It comes in a whole bunch of different colors, but I had to get the pink. I think it's so pretty. What jumped out at me for this particular coin purse was the different storage compartments. For me, I looked at this and I knew immediately what I was going to do with it. In this compartment, I always carry a spare key with me, so I can stick my spare key in there and not worry about it falling out when I'm digging around in my change or for cash or whatever. This compartment I will probably use for either cash or credit cards. It does have a keychain in it. I don't particularly care for this kind of keychain, so I will probably remove this and maybe replace it with something else. But you know, if you're wanting to use it as an actual keychain, it's actually not too big either. That's what I thought was cool. Red interior, just like most Dooney items. And then on the back is another pocket. So my thinking is keys, cards, cash, or key, change, cash, or you know, you could, any number of things. But this is what sold it for me, was this extra compartment here. I'll be perfectly honest. So, but they've got some beautiful colors. I just saw somebody, I think it was Amber over at Amber's Fuzzy Life, bought a beautiful burgundy one that actually perfectly matched a Coach bag she had. So I'll link that video down below because I thought it was so pretty together. They have every color you can think of. I mean, if you've got some Dooney stuff, go see if they can match some up. They didn't have terracotta, of course, but just a really nice item. And of course it's the pebble leather, so it'll wear like iron. I'll probably have this forever. I can't see me ever getting rid of it or wearing it out. The second item I got, I had been watching and watching and watching for this. Long story short, I saw a bag made out of this material on QVC, but it was a drawstring bag, and I'm not a big fan of drawstring bags. But they had several other items made in this, and they were kind of on the pricey side. This literally just came out in spring. So I had been watching, and I kept seeing them drop the price and drop the price and drop the price. And finally it came down to $48. And that's the nylon crossbody in the Eastham print. And this is also hot pink. They kind of go together too. There's a slight difference in shade, but not terrible. And you know, this is nice and small. It would fit in this. You open this up and it has, again, the red Dooney interior. It has a leash. I'll find the leash in here. There it is. And on the one side it has just a nice big slip pocket, which would be nice for putting a cell phone in. And then on the back it has a zip pocket, which mine still has all the paperwork and everything in it. I didn't get it out of there. So, but yeah, it's just a nice little bag, and I think it'll be perfect for, you know, going to a concert or something where you don't want a great big bag. You want to be able to just wear it crossbody. It's got a nice long crossbody strap. It is permanently attached. It's not one that you can take on and off, but I've watched several people go in and take the straps off, and it's not real complicated. You just have to break a couple stitches or cut it, whichever you want to do. I'll leave it like this. The interesting part of this, and this is where it gets kind of funny, is this zipper is also a nylon zipper. It's not a traditional metal zipper. Now, why do I find that funny? Well, you may remember in a previous video I mentioned about picking up some stuff at the thrift store, and one of those things I got was a little bag. This is so weird. This is the little bag. It's from G.H. Bass. Remember when Bass was all the rage? We had an outlet store not too far from here. I was kind of sad because I did like some of their stuff, especially certain shoes that they sold. But check it out. Same nylon zipper. The interior layout is almost identical. It's got, you can't see very well because it's dark, but there's a zipper pocket over here, a big side pocket. It even has a leash. The only difference is, of course, the print. This is a plaid. It's not matched very well. And this outer pocket. But check this out. This is, I was sitting there and I was like, oh, this nylon zipper looks really familiar on this. And then it dawned on me that I had seen it before on this. But look at the sides. Those are finished the same. The straps even are very similar. Let's see if I can get these both in the shot. With the stitching down the middle. I want to know who stole whose pattern. So, the other thing I want to mention too about this Dooney bag was I was really impressed with how nicely put together it is. They've reinforced the stitching on the bottom. This is the nylon, so you know it could very easily rip and unravel if you didn't do that. They even took the time to do a nice job of matching up the stripe on both sides. I bought some bags that it was really bad. This is a perfect example of bad plaid matching. And it's not terrible, but it could have been better centered. That bugs me. As somebody who's sewn since I was a kid, match the plaids. Come on. It's not that hard if you know what you're doing. So, but yeah, I thought that was really bizarre. So now I have two. I mean, they're almost exactly the same size if you look. I think the Dooney is just a little bit wider here, but otherwise they're very, very similar. I just found that so strange. So, anyhow, 48 bucks, $39. How can you like go wrong with those prices? So, make sure you check out their sale. I see all sorts of videos going up all over the place of people who have picked stuff up. And there were some really amazing deals, and there's still some really good deals. I don't know how long this sale is going to last, so I wouldn't wait too terribly long. In a previous video, I had mentioned that I'm going to be doing a bag sale, and I'm hoping to start that on Sunday, August 2nd. What I'll be doing is listing one bag per week. I'll put the photos and the description in my community posts. If it doesn't sell within probably about a week, at that point then, I'm going to turn it into a video short. Extend, you know, I want to give my subscribers and my regular viewers the first opportunity to purchase these bags. After that 7 days are up, I'll do a short. And I also started a blog page where I will also be sharing photos and information. It'll pretty much be the same thing, but there may be stuff that shows up on the blog page that I don't put up on my community. So you may want to go in and check that out. The address is in my description on my main homepage. So, you know, it's just going to be nice to follow along with that if you're interested. PayPal only. I'm not going to mess with anything else. I'm just doing one bag a week because that's manageable for me. And I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, why is she getting rid of all these bags? Well, there are several reasons. The first one being I simply have run out of room. I use part of my office for my bag storage. Right now it's a mess because I have no place to put some of the stuff I've recently purchased. I have stuff on the floor, drives me crazy. I want to give it a really good cleaning and get things organized and pull the bags out that I'm going to sell. My plan is to sell bags August, September, October, and possibly the first 2 weeks of November, depending on how the sales go with the other ones. I don't want to be selling bags past Thanksgiving because I don't want to have to worry about bags getting caught up in all the shipping fiascos that seem to go on around the holidays anymore. Heck, it doesn't even have to be the holidays for there to be a shipping fiasco sometimes. The other reason I'm clearing out some stuff is my bag needs have changed a lot in the last couple years. I haven't talked about it too much, but 3 years ago I had both knees replaced at the same time. Yes, I am crazy. And it kind of changed a lot of things. I have a back injury that's a recurring problem. I have a shoulder injury that's a recurring problem. And certain bags, they just don't work for me anymore. But unfortunately, right after my surgery, I had hopes that, you know, I was going to be back to my normal self when it was all over with. And that didn't really happen, unfortunately. Very short-sighted for me, but, you know, crap happens sometimes. And it seems silly for me to hang on to some of these bags when I can free up the space, first off. Let somebody else love them. You know, bags don't need to be sitting around collecting dust. I have approximately 100 bags right now. That's too many bags. I'm sorry. At least for me it is, because I have noticed even I get kind of overwhelmed sometimes when I decide to change into bags. It's like, well, which one am I going to do today? And oh, I haven't carried that in ages. Now I feel guilty. Anybody else have bag guilt? You know, you're neglecting your bag. So the best way I think to move forward is to unload some of these bags, let someone else have fun with them. Most of them are in like new condition or pretty darn close if they aren't. Some of them I've bought used. I am very picky when I buy used, and if there's any damage I will, you know, have tried to repair it. Otherwise, you know, they're like pristine, the majority of them. I will say this, I do have dogs, so if dog hair or dog dander is an issue, you may not want to participate, because the room that they're in, one of the dogs actually sleeps in there, but she's not sleeping up against them or anything like that. But for somebody who has a lot of really severe allergy issues, it might just be a better idea not to partake. But I hope that doesn't deter too many people. You're not going to get a bag full of dog hair or covered in dog dust. What am I going to do with the money afterwards? Well, I'm just going to sit on it for a bit. There are a couple higher end bags that I kind of have my eye on that I might use the money towards once I've cleared them out. I'm going to do this first round for August, September, and October. I'm going to take the winter off, and then I will probably start again maybe March or April and do a couple more months, take some time off. And at that point, whatever I still have left, I'm really going to look with a much more critical eye and say, do I really need this? Some of the bags I'm going to be selling are ones that I have multiples of the same style of bag and I don't really need two. And I find myself not gravitating towards that second or third one. So what's the point in keeping them if you're not going to carry them? I sort of feel the same way about guitars. I've got some guitars I'm going to sell too. So if you know somebody that likes guitars, send them my way. But that's it. So keep an eye on my community posts, and hopefully maybe you'll find a bag that you really like out of my collection. A lot of these I've never even shown on the channel. A couple of them I have, but most of them I haven't. So might be some surprises out there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'd love if you'd give me a thumbs up. If you'd subscribe, that would be even better. Plus, if you're interested in the bag sale, that way you get the community posts in your feed, so hopefully you'll see them before everybody else does. I'm really, really close to 100. I have 93 subscribers as of the time I'm making this video, and I'd really like to make 100 by Labor Day, and I think it's pretty possible I can do it. I just need a couple people to, you know, discover me and maybe tell a friend. So thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.